I'm back in the land of the living. I still sound a bit weird from being sick, but I slept all day yesterday. Didn't go to Disneyland. And today, I'll still try and take it a bit easy. I've got a cheese museum, which will be fun. It's called the Musée du Fromage, and they do like cheese tastings, and then it's a little walking tour of the Ile Saint-Louis, which should be pretty fun. And I've also got a Notre Dame tower tour as well, going up the tower of Notre Dame, so that might take it out of me. So once that's all done, I'll go back to bed. And before that, I might go check out the Place des Vosges. Don't know how to say that, but it's like one of the prettiest town squares in all of Paris. I think I went there when I was like 15, and I was like, this is pretty. And around the corner is Victor Hugo's house. So if I can go in and check that out, that would be nice. And there's also Carette is right there, where you can get the hot chocolate, where they put the cream in the hot chocolate. And like, what's better for a sore throat than hot chocolate with cream? Yeah, I do sound weird, so I might have to be on a bit more vocal rest. This might be more of an interpretive vlog than a talk-through vlog. Let's see how we go. I don't know if this could be expected, but it's very rich. Wow, that slaps. Okay, that was Carette. I thought it was nice. I definitely recommend trying it. Like, that hot chocolate with the cream is like famous for a reason, but it's so rich. I wouldn't get it again. I couldn't even finish it. You know I have a sweet tooth. And you really need the cream to water down that chocolate, and then it's like, oh, that's a lot of cream. So I just had a lot of cream. But it was nice. And I think this location is less busy than the other one, which it might be like near the Louvre or something. I think that one's much busier. This one only waited a few minutes, and then they were like, oh, there's room inside unless you want to keep waiting for outside. And I was like, oh, let's go inside, let's do it. So yeah, that was pretty good. Now let's go check out the park. So this is the oldest planned square in all of Paris, from July 1605. And I think Victor Hugo's house was just there. I'm not sure if he was living there when he wrote like Hunchback and Les Mis, but I guess I'll find out when I go into the museum, which I think is free. Woohoo! Nice view of the park. Go and fetch some water from the well in the wood. Okay, that was a quick little pop in to the Maison Victor Hugo. I thought it was pretty cute. Cool fountain here, this little cafe area in the courtyard. Yeah, I think if you're a Victor Hugo fan, it's worth checking out. There's some cool art inspired by his works hanging all around. And that was the apartment he lived in for like the longest period of time of his life. Like, he lived in lots of places, but that one was the longest. And I don't think all the furniture was like real. Some of it was replications, because I think the place got sold, and then, you know, it's a while before they got it as a museum and started to recreate everything. But it's pretty cool. I don't know if he died in that bed, but I was certainly getting those vibes. Well, why else would you hang up photos of him like on his deathbed in the bedroom? I don't know, I'll have to Google that one. I think there was an audio book, but I missed it. I mean, an audio guide, but I missed it. I blitzed right past it. It probably would have been helpful. Anyway, now I've got some time, so I'm just going to chill before I go to my cheese tasting. Then the Notre Dame, then back to bed.
Are the first candies, in fact, in Europe, because it was not only France. Merci. In town, but he's famous for this part. It's raspberry, lychee, and rose scent, and the mogador, milk chocolate with chocolate. You can see people making bread and things. That's very nice.
Or maybe when he takes it out. Sharp.
Sharp, but not a bad smell. Huh?
Whoa. Strong.
For us, it is.
Strong.
Yeah, but
For non-French,
but clean.
clean, strong. Okay.
It's unpasteurized milk. Huh?
Okay.
You have to know
Okay.
that. Huh? It's one of the AOP cheese. Huh?
Okay.
To explain, we take pieces of the bread. We don't cut. We tear out with.
It actually smells nice.
It smells good
Yeah.
in the case. Huh?
Pleasant.
Yeah.
Right in the barn.
You can just taste it just by smelling it.
I love to do. It's better with bread,
Okay.
but try, and it's better with bread and butter.
Ah.
That's a little light like that. It has less sun again. It's middle. So light red fruits. Yeah. Okay, but the smell is violent. So. I'm not saying. I'm only telling the truth. Could be older.
It's like butter.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so that was a really fun 3 hours. Nick, our tour guide, was like a sommelier, and he used to be a chef for the governor. So like he knew what he was talking about. And so we just walked around the Ile Saint-Louis, and he just pointed out stuff that like I would never have noticed. Like where Marie Curie used to live, where a few French presidents used to live. And then he was also like, oh yeah, and that's where Lady Gaga performed at the Olympics. And I was like, didn't care about Marie Curie, but Lady Gaga, I was like, oh cool. And so then we tried like some mint thing from some volcano region. And then the macaron. He did tell us that la durée, macarons, are not made in France anymore. They ship them in like frozen and refrigerated from Switzerland or something, so boycott la durée. And then we got some bread from a boulangerie, and boulangerie means that it's made on site. They can't call themselves a boulangerie if it's frozen or imported bread, or just bread from elsewhere, so that's cool. So I feel like we tasted like the good stuff. And then we went back to the cheese museum. He talked us through the process of everything. And then we tried like 5 or 6 cheeses. And he kept saying they were unpasteurized. And he was like, which means you can't have that in your country because it's too dangerous. You guys don't, your government doesn't let you eat this. And I was like, am I going to get more sick from this unpasteurized cheese? But no, I thought it was really cool. It's fun just to do like a activity where you just like sit and eat and have French wine, French cheese, and just really like, I don't know, experience the city through your mouth. That's also fun, but I was fading throughout it. I was like, oh my god, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. But now I got to go to the Notre Dame. So the Notre Dame just opened up again. I think, well, the tower opened up again. Where is it? Oh, I'm lost. I think it's a big freaking building. You'd be able to find it. It was just here. Who moved the Notre Dame? What? Oh, there it is. It's right there. It's around that corner, yeah, that big old thing, yep. Bit of scaff. Oh god, maybe it should have just burned down. Look at all this. Ugh. I'm a bit ahead of schedule, and the line for tickets is... the line for timed tickets to the tower is there. And there's a line without time tickets to enter the cathedral over there. That's the huge line. I think I'm just going to wait until it's closer to go up the tower. I don't need to get in that line and see the inside of the cathedral. Been there, done that. Security takes forever. It's like at least half an hour. You gotta line up to get in your line, to get in a line, to get in the line. But I'm here now. It's freezing. Why did I do this? That camembert is coming back. It's coming back. It's good. Every single second of that, except for the 5 minutes at the top, which was pretty incredible. But the long waits to move up, it was so cold. And it really made me work for it. But up the top it was good. But maybe I should have cancelled this and done it a different day, because I'm ready for bed. Good morning. I sound terrible. I have a walking tour this morning, a tasting tour for croissants, baguettes, and chocolate. Couldn't cancel it. It should be good. It's nice to be out and about when you're feeling a bit under the weather.
So the syllable that usually goes at the front, that's what it's again. And then be like real. A waffle into the whipped cream as well. That's also
That waffle was so good. It was so light and crispy. I think she said it was made out of like rice flour. Well, I don't know. Instead of flour. Oh, it was so good. The coffee, not so much.
Cass is a Michelin star chef. He's actually the one chef alive with the most amount of Michelin stars. 75, yeah.
75, sure.
And if you guys come over here, you'll see the different types of chocolates as well. If you decide to purchase it, it does have to go into your check luggage because they actually consider it a liquid. Yes, it's not a liquid. We don't make it liquid.
Peanut butter's a liquid too, so just
Oh, is it?
it is dangerous.
Whilst that lady is ordering, I'll introduce the flavors of gelato that you guys can have. So you have a sorbet section, which is citron, that means that it's lemon at the top, and then it goes passion fruit and yuzu. Yuzu is a different type of citrus. And multiple flavors of coffee. How many coffees? Did we miss anyone? Did everyone get a taste? Oh, sorry! Citron, right away.
I'm busy purchasing.
Yeah, don't apologize for that, of course. There you go.
It's like a mojito.
Thanks, sir. We have a roasted green tea here today. I tried a caramel vanilla one the other day recently. I've been thinking about it. And Yeah, if you guys want, feel free to lift up these lids and So, you got the quiche range, which is very, very French. Boxes on the chair.
Joking. Oh my god.
Have you heard that you can go swimming in the river? Yeah. Anyone changes their mind.
I mean, come on, you're in Paris.
It actually has triple amount of cream in it.
So that was the Paris breakfast walking tour with Eating Europe. I thought it was great. I mean, we tried so many different things like chocolate, waffles, hot chocolate, coffee, ice cream, 3 different croissants, a baguette with different cheeses, more stuff for the tea. I'm probably forgetting something. And I've got a bag full of 3 croissants because even I couldn't finish it all. I thought it would just be little bits. But to have that full croissant, I'm like, oh my god, I've eaten that for days. I thought it was great. Apparently Eating Europe, they do different tours in different cities across Europe. There's lots in Italy and stuff as well. So I don't think there's any more on my travel itinerary. But I would definitely say, yeah, go do that. And then I think they also do different ones in Paris as well. There's one in Montmartre, there's one in Le Marais, and I think those ones are more meat based. But this one, they accommodated me being a vegetarian, and I got a vegetarian quiche. So, yeah, no complaints. I thought it was so good. One thing about Paris is there will always be a line for everything. Even with time tickets. I don't care. Line up. Ugh. Relatable. Look at these absolute dump trucks. Oh my god. Baby's got back. Relatable. Well, that was a good museum. The water lilies, of course, the main event. But it was nice to see some Matisses and Picassos. But I didn't take as long as I thought I would, so I might actually go back to the apartment and have a nap before I go to the catacombs. And I'm just realizing, when I was at the Concorde earlier, I missed the Arc de Triomphe. Sorry, lady. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it, but there's an Arc de Triomphe. How impressive. Oh, a nap would go down a treat, actually. A treat. And it'd be nice to actually drop off my three croissants. I put them in a bag in my jacket pocket, and when I was walking through security, I'm like, do I have to run this through the conveyor belt? This bag of croissants? But they didn't make me. So if you're ever traveling around with a jacket full of croissants, don't worry about it. Alright, I had my nap. Now I'm at the catacombs, which is another line-up for your reserved time lot situations. Classic France, classic Paris. You know that scene in Les Mis where Jean Valjean is carrying Marius? That's what I feel like. Everyone else seems to have an audio guide. I must have walked right past the audio guide people. I didn't see it. I didn't grab one. I don't know if it's included in the ticket, but every single other person has one. So I'm like, I guess I'm just gonna have to vibe it out and just get the gist of it. Audio guide. Must be nice. Well, that was pretty macabre, but interesting. So there used to be quarries underground, but then in like the 1700s or something, the cemeteries were overflowing, and like some people's basements got like collapsed with all the overflowing cemeteries, like with bones falling into people's basements and stuff. So the city was like, we got to do something about this. So then like for 15 months every night, like under the cover of darkness, they would put all the remains from the overflowing cemeteries like into wagons and then take them down into these catacombs. But then also they've been, since like 1806 or something, this has been a tourist attraction. Like, did you see like the gift shop? The gift shop has like Cluedo, Catacombs Cluedo, like they're all really into it. And they made some like shapes out of the bones. Like I think they made like an Eiffel Tower and stuff, but that's no longer there because people touched it and ruined it. Because you're not allowed to touch the bones, obviously. But I don't know, that's so weird, right? And yeah, so if you're gonna go visit, tickets are released a week before on the hour. So if you want like a 4 p.m. ticket, a week before at 4 p.m. on the Saturday or whatever, it will be released. And then at 5 p.m. the 5 p.m. ones will get released. And that's the way to do it. I think if you want to book further out than a week in advance, like it's through dodgy tour operators. So I wouldn't trust that. And actually it also spits you out somewhere completely different. I don't know where I am now. I'm glad I did it, but it's kind of spooky. Even though I ate so much on that walking tour this morning, I could go snack. So I think I'm gonna try that falafel place again. Hopefully it's open. And it's closed. I should have remembered. I did say that the other day. I'll get a falafel from this place. Well, this looks nuts. And that's just what I wanted. I don't know how I'm expected to eat this. I'm gonna sit down and do it. Good morning. I'm feeling much better today. I still sound weird, but I guess I'll just sound weird for a while. It's bright and early. Well, it's not bright, it's still dark, because I'm heading off on a bus tour today. I think it's an old lady bus tour, honestly. It's going to go to Monet's house in Giverny and see like Monet's water lily gardens, which apparently is always just like chock-a-block full of tourists. But you know, I'm a tourist, so it's fine. But that'll be cool to see. And then I think it also stops at some place called like Auvers-sur-Oise or something. I don't know what it's called. But it's where Van Gogh, I think, died. Or he's maybe not where he's died, but it's where he lived at one point, and his grave is there. And there's a big Van Gogh girly. Yeah, I can't wait to see that. So I better catch the metro and get there because they leave at 8 a.m. sharp. So I gotta, and it's like all the way across town. So I gotta go. Bye.
But Giverny for the administration, it's in Normandy. Okay, so let's go to Normandy.
Okay, so here we are in Giverny. It's about a 55 minute drive out of Paris. It's actually in Normandy, which I didn't know. Looks like it's going to be a nice day. It's a very pretty area. Like all the houses have vines on the walls and stuff. I love that.
They died in Giverny. They are in Giverny. Okay. The lieutenant and the soldiers. Oh la la.
It's been really interesting so far, learning about Claude Monet. My favourite little tidbit was that after his first marriage, after his first wife died, he went into a throuple with one of his best friends. And yeah, they just did a menage a trois. And so they moved to Giverny so they could menage together in peace. And then the male friend died. And so then he was like, oh, well, may as well marry the other half of the throuple. And now they're all buried together in the same tomb, which I think is just so sweet. His first wife is somewhere else though, like, got rid of her. But yeah, so they're in a menage a trois forever now. That's lovely. And also, in Giverny, I don't know if this is in France everywhere, but in Giverny, you only get a burial plot for like 99 years, and you got to keep paying your dues. So unless your descendants like renew the lease, they like say it's been an abandoned plot, and then they get you out and they chuff you off somewhere else, and then they resell the plot of the burial plot. So that's pretty brutal. But Monet doesn't have that problem because he's got a foundation. So yeah, nice tomb. So now we're gonna go check out the house and his gardens, where he painted all those water lilies. He painted 250 water lilies. But he was more impressed with his garden than all of his artwork, which is pretty cool. After he died though, the garden went into disrepute, but then some guy, he recreated it from all the photos and the paintings. He recreated the garden exactly, so it should be pretty good. It's very pretty. Very cold, but very pretty. Oh, okay, here's the Japanese bridge that he painted a lot of.
아니 그런 생각은 없어요. 안 돼. 여긴 없는데? 아니. 야, 너 봐줄래?
It's a pretty impressive garden, I must admit. I can see why he painted so many of the water lilies. So what he would do is he would do series, which I don't think many painters before him did, where it was just like the same thing but like at different points in the day to capture that how the light is different and stuff. So he would just come out to his backyard and just paint water lilies at like 8 a.m. and then at 10 a.m. and then at midday and then at night or whatever. And just see how it would look all really different. This would be the house. This is like the low season for Monet's house. And I still feel like I'm ass to ankles with some people while I was walking through that house there. Like some very slow moving grannies. God bless them. But man, they banked up a lot of traffic, so keep that in mind. So this is the workshop where Monet made the big water lily paintings that were commissioned for the Musée de l'Orangerie, which I went to yesterday. So Monet was like besties with Georges Clemenceau, who was the French president or prime minister when the Treaty of Versailles happened. And Clemenceau was like, hey mate, let's get a lasting legacy happening. Can you paint some like epic 2-meter long water lilies for us? And we'll pop them in the Musée de l'Orangerie in your honour. And Monet was like, alright, I'm up for it. Even though at that point, he only had like use of one eye because it had a cataract, like a huge cataract or something. So it took him a while, but yeah, he did a good job. So these ones are obviously just like replicas. But the workshop's got this like natural light, which was the same for the museum as well. So it was like, yeah, pretty cool. It was pretty cool how he did it all. And now it's a gift shop, of course. Okay, just had a nap in the van and we are now at Auvers-sur-Oise. Anyway, so this is where Van Gogh died. He lived the last 70 days of his life in that hotel restaurant right there, the Auberge-Ravo. And we have an appointment to go in there at 2 to check it out. But it's lunchtime now, so I'm going to go grab some lunch and then check out Van Gogh's apartment and where he killed himself, which is, you know, not the nicest. I mean, it's kind of interesting that this tour looks at Monet and Van Gogh in the one day, since Monet like had all these riches and stuff like in his life and was appreciated in his life, and we know that was not the case for Van Gogh, unfortunately. It's like the complete opposite story. Sad. Here is what Van Gogh painted on what looks to be the 14th of July in 1890, and here it is today. That's fun. Kind of looks the exact same. Maybe I can get something at the markets to eat. I am such a porker. I was like walking through that market and I was like, oh, look at all this lovely fresh produce. Not for me. And then I saw there was these little creme brulees for €3. And I was like, okay, jackpot. And so I was like, 1 creme brulee, s'il vous plaît. And she was like, for now or for later? And I was like, now. And she was like, here you go. So let's see if it's any good. Okay, lunch of champions, creme brulee. Would you believe it? Best creme brulee I've ever had. From some random stall in Auvers-sur-Oise. I don't know where I am, but it's good creme brulee. That creme brulee was so lit. I should probably go back and get like a vegetable or something, but I'm just going to wander around this little park area for a little bit and see what I can find. And if I have to, then I'll go buy a carrot. So healthy. So this is what Auvers-sur-Oise looked like in the time of Vincent van Gogh. Sorry, Van Gogh. Although the French guy's been calling him Van Gogh. And here's what it looks like through his eyes. Oh yeah. Similar. Real similar. This town must feel so friggin' lucky that Van Gogh died here. They've really made a name for themselves from it. So here we have one of Van Gogh's paintings from 1890. And I'm pretty sure those stairs right there are right there. I love this. I don't think we're going to have that much time here to like do the full walk around town. Like this path that they've made. But I love the like juxtapositions between the artwork and the real life spots that he was painting. I think that's so cool. I would love, yeah, more time here just to wander around. I see, they're just obsessed with him. Cute little letterbox. Here's a little vineyard, not much of it really, but it seems like at the time it was bigger and Van Gogh painted it as such. And this is also the train station. I'd love to explore more, but we've got to head back to our meeting point now to enter the inn and see, you know, the main event. So I'll go do that, and then I think the tour guide is going to take us to his gravesite, which I think will be cool, and his brother is buried there too. And like when I was at university in the Netherlands, I did a whole course on the letters between his brother Theo and Van Gogh, and like studied Van Gogh's life through those letters and the art through those letters. So, you know, mad props to Theo. I'm glad Theo is getting a bit of attention as well.
It's on the corner just in front on the left. Okay.
That was really cool. You couldn't take video or photos inside the room, but you could go into the room where he spent his last 70 days, and he made 74 paintings in that time period, and he passed away in that room. He shot himself in a field, which we'll go to soon, but then he was back there, and that's where he passed. But you could see like paint stains like in the cupboard, and like holes in the wall from where he was hanging up the paintings. It was pretty cool. And that's the restaurant where he ate every day. That's what the hotel looks like then.
And you know what? This one, imagine, huh? We are in 25.
So this was his last painting on the day that he died. It was unfinished, and for years we didn't really know what it was. And in 2020 they figured out it was these tree roots. And I think even it was hanging up in the museum upside down for all that time.
The church. Not this small part. Because it was this. Because now it's like that. Before, I think.
This is the wheat field where he painted the wheat field with crows and also shot himself.
But there are many, like a pilgrimage, you know, so many people. The tourists, look, for example, here.
Okay, and now we're back in Paris. We left at 8 AM. Now it's 4:30, so it was a big day, but I'm so glad I did that tour because it went to two places that I don't think I would have been able to get to on my own. So the Giverny Gardens with Monet, I thought that was a really nice way to start the morning. That I was like, yeah, this is cool, but the Van Gogh stuff I loved. I think just because I love Van Gogh, and yeah, like that's such a random town, like there's no way I was ever going to find my way to Auvers-sur-Oise. I'd never even heard of it. And so to be like standing in those spots where like Van Gogh had painted some of those like great paintings, like the church and like the wheat field with crows, and like just being there and being like, oh wow, I'm in his painting. Like I didn't think that was ever possible, so crazy. Loved that. I mean, yeah, it's really sad, like going into his room and stuff, like yeah, it's sad, but I thought it was really cool. I really enjoyed that. So that was with Blue Fox Travel. I'd recommend them. I think it was expensive, but yeah, I mean, like everything's expensive these days, so what are you going to do? And then yeah, they dropped us at the Arc de Triomphe instead of where a pickup this morning, so that's nice, so I can check that out. I mean, seen it once, you've seen it a million times, right? But like, it's always cool. I didn't intend on coming down the Champs-Élysées this trip because I was like, it's too busy, it's too much of a tourist trap. But now that I'm here, I'm like, oh, I may as well check it out. So yeah, some thoughts on Paris. You know what? I liked it. It's a shame I was like sick for half of it, and I had to pivot my plans a little bit and cancel, you know, a few things, like some fine dining opportunities and stuff, like out the window. But from what I did get to do, I thought it was really good. The city itself, oh my god, I'm just gonna cross. The city itself, I feel, since I've been here last time, is a lot cleaner. I don't know if they like fixed it up before the Olympics and stuff, but like they've removed a lot of like the car lanes and put in more bike lanes. So there's a lot more cyclists, and I think they've even lowered speed limits and stuff. So it's like cleaner and greener. Like there's just less pollution than there was before, and I just think that's amazing. You know, it holds up. Paris holds up. It's a good place. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it's pretty good. Wow, the Louis Vuitton building looks like a giant bag. I mean, that's pretty cool. There's one more thing I want to tick off my list before I, you know, go back to the Airbnb and rest before I fly out tomorrow for Vienna, and that's to get an ice cream from Bashir. Alright, Lebanese ice cream. Let's try it. Okay, so that place was definitely a trend. So I got the Ashta ice cream, which is the traditional one with like, I don't know, some sort of different milk, and then pistachio. But you could also add a flavour. So I added chocolate. And that's, a small was €8.50. I think medium was like 10, and a large was like $11.50. And I was like, that's expensive ice cream. And they do make you like have a taste test beforehand to make sure you like it. Because I guess, I don't know, maybe people don't like it, and then they're like, why did I just spend that much money on ice cream I don't like? But I think I'm gonna like it. So actually, let's try it. It's good. It's good, and I'm back at the Pompidou Centre where I started. Alright, I'm going to enjoy this on the walk back to my Airbnb, and I'll see you in Vienna.